Something came across my feed the other day. I am a very avid supporter of Dan Le Batard. That's my favorite sports show. Like, period. I watch. That's the only sports show I will sit down and watch all 2.5 hours every day. Like, them niggas had me watching actual hockey coverage the other day. But Tom Haberstraw, who was a guest on the Oddball podcast, was Amin Hassan and Charlotte Wilder, which is on the Le Batard Network. And he did some intensive research on Michael Jordan's 1988 Defensive Player of the Year season, where he also won MVP. He's the first last NBA player to do that. And using that, how a lot of people use that as their barometer or like their measuring stick outside of the undefeated 6-0 record in the NBA Finals, is kind of like their calling card to say he's better than LeBron. He did a little bit more research, sat down with a lot of people. And if you want to check this out, it's on the Le Batard and Friends Network. Check it out. I'm giving them a shout out, even though they don't pay me, but I think it was an interesting viewer to watch that. But you can get more in depth. I'm just gonna kind of recap it. What he said was that a lot of the scorekeepers back in the scorekeepers still stay here, are hired by the teams, and that this particular scorekeeper was helping Michael Jordan know what records would be broken. It would even tell, oh, you're a couple assists away from this. So apparently a lot of the steals a lot of the blocks and steals that Michael Jordan had in 1988 really weren't actually there. They weren't actually counted, and that they were added later on. And so they did extensive research and said there was one game, like out of the 20, I think they went through he had 28 steals at home or something like that. And in reality, it was only 12 of them. And they even had a video on the NBA YouTube where Michael Jordan had like 35 points and like 12 steals. In reality, he only had 6 steals, which, by the way, is still nuts. And basically saying how now we kind of have to look at that fraudulent a little bit. I thought it was a pretty interesting article. As much of a staunch Michael Jordan supporter as I am, I'm going to get y'all opinion in a minute. But me personally, I don't care. And there's a couple reasons why I don't care. One, we can't go back in time and change it. If you look at the way they voted things, there was nobody even close to him in the Defensive Player of the Year vote. If you want to talk about LeBron Defensive Player of the Year, I still don't think LeBron ever should have been Defensive Player of the Year. Now, do I think Marc Gasol should have won that year, especially when he didn't even make the defensive first team? No. So I do feel like LeBron has a little argument in there, but at that point, we just arguing what we always argue with Michael Jordan and LeBron James, and that's hypothetical situations because we don't know. I don't think that puts a chink in the armor of anything, because I feel like both sides, if you are a staunch Michael Jordan supporter like I am, there's nothing that LeBron can do to pass Michael Jordan in your eyes. There's nothing that anybody can tell you about what Michael Jordan did in his past and what he didn't do in his past. If you're a staunch LeBron James supporter and you believe he's the GOAT, there's nothing I could tell you that you're going to agree with, and there's nothing anybody else can agree. So while I do think it was an interesting article to read, an interesting video to read, and I give Tom Haberstraw some love on the actual research he did, because he actually read the actual article. I was just summarizing it, but it's a lot of other stuff in this. Very deep investigation, very FBI-like. But me personally, I don't care, and I don't think the majority of fans really care about this. I don't know if you guys watched the video. I sent it in the group chat, but I don't know if you guys watched it. I'm going to go to you, Mikey. Did you know about this, and do you care?
I didn't know about it until you sent me the video, and I actually didn't really click on it, but my boy Cake sent it to me today. Then with the LeBron gift where he was taking off the Cavs jersey and he's kind of smiling. For me, I really don't care, but I don't care about that. It was so long ago. Like, what the fuck they gonna do? They're not gonna take it away. But it does shine a light on something that is more frequent now, and something that I do care about. And that's like the in-house statisticians. Like, as somebody that gambles, like you're at liberty, and you're basically you're beholden to the in-house statistician for that game. They can rule whether that's an assist or not. Like, I've been watching basketball forever. I thought it, I could see something. I'm like, that's an assist, that's a steal. But the in-house statistician will say, no, that's not, or credit it to somebody else. So for me, like that's something that like now with gambling being so heavily promoted, the league being, in a partnership with, like that is something that I think more eyes should be on. And like there should be kind of like a barometer for like there should be a checks and balance on that because shit like this can happen. So imagine like back in the day, like you're telling me these MJ stats, like some of these numbers are egregious. Like they gave them, like, how are you like off by double digits, So
Yeah, a
like
lot of
for
that stuff
me, like
was crazy. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of that stuff is just like hold on, like that's too far. Like okay, it's like when you work in the register, you counting your till and you short $1.50, $2. Manager's not gonna care. But wait, hold up, like you off by 100? Where's the 100? So I really don't like care about it as it pertains to that. But like as far as how stats are tracked now in sports, it really is gotten crazy, especially with gambling. And I've noticed like I've lost some money on some shit that was clear as day an assist, clear as day a rebound, but you're beholden to that in-house statistician. And like so that shit. It does happen. It happens more frequently than we know. If you're not really like looking for it, you're not gonna catch it. But it does happen, and I hope that something like this kind of like just brings more awareness to it, and there is a checks and balance that's implemented because this shit is still happening like today.
Yeah. Yep. And
Yeah,
dude basically admitted, not to cut you off, Don. Dude basically admitted, like, yeah, nigga, I did it. And what?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
well,
yeah.
no,
Go ahead,
and
Dante.
as baseball fans, Mikey, we see it all the time. You'll see a guy get a hit and like, bro, that was an error, or it's like it's
100%.
a play that should have been an error. They give him a hit, like baseball
But because
statisticians
they're
are
at
known for
home,
fucking shit up. Yeah,
right? But
it happens
because
all
they're
the
at
time.
home, exactly. Or if you're you Ronald Acuna to get a hit, but they're playing in New York up in Queens and they rule of the air. It's like, hold on, it's just because this is a division rival and shit. But no,
Yeah,
100%, I agree with you.
very shaky book taking across the book, and that's when you add the money into it with all of these gambling outfits that are now in bed with the league. Like shit gets shaky, so it's gonna be interesting to see how it happens and how everything unfolds because we seeing players lose their careers over $50 bets and shit. So I think it's only gonna get worse.
Bang, man. I had a joke. I had an age joke for Bang, but Bang said next time he see me, he gonna put me in the headlock if I do that. So I don't want him to
Says
get my ass
headlock.
whooped.
He
So
2 for 2. He 2 for 2 with these with between you and I. Like he got it
yeah,
coming.
Bang,
It's a
Bang, Bang.
it's it's a SOS. It's a SOS.
Bang on some other stuff. But
They got a
Bang, what do you
green
think
light on
about
I
Scott. That's
apologize.
crazy.
I apologize for that, Mikey.
Bang
I
said I can't come
apologize
out
for that,
west.
man.
Bang said I can't come out west.
Shit, I can't come out west. I live in Plainfield, nigga. Uh, shit.
Shout out to Jay Hood in the chat. He said I've seen coaches go to the press box to confront the score.
100%,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah,
You
it's
see
crazy.
that all the time, and like Dante said, as baseball fans, we see it all the time. But in basketball, it's gotten really bad over the last couple years, especially with gambling. So, it's something that definitely needs more eyes on.
So Bang, what you think about this topic? Your mic ain't plugged in again. That's the second time, but we gonna let it
Oh
rock.
my god, I hit that damn button by mistake right here. It's a button. It's a button like right here. It's red. Go see that shit?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a button right there. But my bad. But no, I care. And the reason why I care is because we ain't gotta inflate shit to inflate greatness. Like we ain't gotta do shit to inflate greatness. Michael Jordan had a great season that year. No matter how you slice it. So when you put that extra on there, it's like, yo, what are you doing all that for? With that being said, I don't care enough to dampen somebody's season. Like, just make sure you do it right. I just don't think that is something that needs to be done. But yeah, it does happen. Like I've missed out on parlays because I'm like, yo, that was a rebound. What are you talking about? I missed out on some big money for some shit like that, which is why I have scaled back on betting on certain things because of certain qualifications. Um, but it's also fun to look at. It goes back to the content side. I haven't gotten a chance to watch it fully because work been heavy. But when you sent it in the chat and you had said something about it, it's definitely on my list like it's a Netflix documentary because I want to be able to go back and look online and see where it might have been inflated, what specific game it might be, like what happened here to make this go. I'm interested in that. So yeah, while it's disappointing, it's not going to change anything. But yeah, I wanna get my joints off and see what's going on.
Yeah, man, it's definitely a good read, definitely a good video. If you haven't checked that out, definitely check it out, man.
That paper on these player haters, old news, money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna